Hi there, and welcome back to the greatest era of the Pokemon TCG. This is the Wizard, and today I am going to show you guys a couple ways that you can organize your cards for proxying and printing purposes. In the last video when I was cutting them out, I thought I would promise you guys this, so I'm going to deliver on that promise today. So the easiest way to do this is to go through Justin Basil, his proxying guide, and in this page he's got a bunch of information about proxying, why you might want to proxy, and some of the downsides, as well as the difference between proxying and counterfeiting. Of course, the difference between these is that proxying is for personal use, and counterfeiting is printing off what looks to be a real card in order to try to sell it, to trick somebody into buying something that's not real. I am squarely in the camp of proxying for the purposes of self-use and not for trying to make money. So if this is of interest to you, stay tuned and we'll figure out a couple of good ways to do that. So if you scroll down here on his page, he's got two methods: Limitless, which is an online client that you can use, and this is specifically for Pokemon. And they've got the expanded card pool that you can use here. But the one that I am going to show you is the PowerPoint method. So if you go into this side of the page over here, right here, download ready to use PowerPoint file is kind of hard to see, but the text is blue, meaning that this is a link to take you to his file. So if we click here, which I've already done, and I bring this up, I don't have PowerPoint because, again, I'm too cheap to pay for this also. But if you take this and put it into Google Slides, it will convert it for you. If you go over here to File and then Save as a Google Slide, it will open one up and it will convert it into a Google Slide. And all these circles with the square with these triangles inside, it's supposed to be a picture. So if you click here and then you click upload from your computer, if you have your card images saved like I do, so I've got this folder here that we populated before, you can simply choose all your cards, and it's real simple to click each of these and then do the same thing for each of your 9 cards. Then you would print this off just like we showcased before. So again, we've got the preview, and then printer connection is interrupted once again. Choose the EcoTank 4800, and then if you would click print here, it would give you the card. And if you can imagine that there were 9 of these on the page, and then you can cut them out just like we showcased before. So that's one way you could do that. But the printing with Google Slides isn't always the best. It's not meant for high quality image prints. So there are other ways that we can do this. I always thought that Proxied was only for real Magic the Gathering cards, but it turns out that you can upload your own images. So over here in the corner, this is if you just scroll down a little bit, if there's more things open, here you just scroll down until you get to this upload function, and then the same thing, you can select any number of cards to open up. So I did this already, which is why all of these are appearing here. So you can just continue to click upload, and then until you have all of your cards selected that you want. So I accidentally selected more than 9, so I'm going to end up with 2 pages here, but I can still show you that. Then over on this side with the settings, this might already be open, so that way you can see all these settings over here on the right. If you click this collapse all, these 2 upwards facing arrows, you can scroll all the way down to this export feature, and then you can decide how many dots per square inch you want your PDF to be. This 900 was really good, so I'll just leave it as that. And then if you keep scrolling down, you've got all these different options. So you can do all these different things, but for printing purposes, just using this export to PDF seemed to work pretty well. It'll take just a little bit of time because the quality is going to be quite high. Again, if you had fewer cards, if you had lower quality cards, then it would also take less time. Now that it's ready, you can go here and then open it up and we can look at it. There we go. So then we could once again click print. All this stuff would come up here. We can print it out and then cut it like we did the other day. So that's that one. And then this is Proxy PDF Maker by, I believe his name is Malachi. Here's his handle, Malakath92. And if you go down here and check out the GitHub page, you can see that this is relatively recent. So this project continues to be ongoing. And I apologize that I don't remember how I found this, but I was doing a ton of research on some of the best ways to have a program on your computer to be able to do this feature, and just came across his, I believe, through a Reddit thread. So if I am able to find the path of how I got here and how I found this, I will update that in a separate video, or in the top comment I'll pin that. But for me, I'm using Windows, so I would simply click this. This would be the newest update of the Windows version from 4 days ago. I've already got this, so I'm not going to click it, download it, and unzip it. So you can look at one of my other videos on how to unzip files if you aren't quite sure how to do that. But you would click this here, you'd get a download up here, click it to open it up in the file search, and then put it into a folder on your desktop, and then you simply open this. And I've already done this, so it won't have all these cards here. Alright, so if you take these cards and you simply drag them into the window, it will put them into the program. So we'll pick a few of them here. Is that 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll give him 2 more from the Charizard line. Okay, so we've got 9 cards loaded up here. You can see that there's plus minus. This gives you more than 1, so this would duplicate this Nathaniel's Charmander. So in the sheet we'll have 2 of them. You've got card options here, so you can have a bleed edge, so this allows for more space between the cards, so that way if one of them does not print correctly, you've got room for error, and you can still have your fully beautiful cards centered in the page and everything for cutting purposes. You can also add space between the cards, but for myself and my purposes, I like just being able to make one cut between the cards and then having it just be finished. If you want to spend the extra time, it would be worth it to put some space between the cards to ensure that you're not going to have this misaligned and miscut. But for myself, I don't really care too much about that, so I just simply like them to be put together, one cut, and it's done. So now that we've got these, top button over on the right here is render PDF, so that will generate a page for us, and here it is. So we've got our 2 Nathaniel's Charmanders, 2 Nathaniel's Magmars, and then everything else that we need. And again, these cut lines are super handy because when you are cutting them out, you can put your your straight edge if you're using a knife, or if you have the cutting tool, you can put put it down on these cut marks, and then you can slice them right through. One thing that I forgot to show you guys using this program, and partly because the camera wasn't able to pick it up very well, is these little crosshair marks between each of the cards. So if you thought, oh, that's silly, why is he cutting off all the edges? He won't be able to see where the separation is between the cards here, and he won't be able to cut straight lines. I actually could, because these crosshairs come out very nicely when you print them. I use the high quality image to print these, and these came out very clearly. So you can see these very nicely, and these give you the targets for your straight edge or your cutting tool to be able to slice them. So that is that version. So here's the one that I did with the Nathaniel's Charizard, Charmander, and Charmeleon. Sorry again for destroying these and not having a very good time with my dull knife. I have since sharpened it, so I'll be able to cut these a little bit better for next time, and then we'll get you guys a deck list and a play test with these cards in real life. Very much looking forward to that. So if you guys can hear a buzzing in the background, that's my computer fan, and I cannot figure out how to make that sound go away in post. So I'm really sorry about that, but I hope the video was okay anyhow. If you guys like what I'm doing here and you want to follow along with my card making journey, you want to see showcases of custom sets and other things like that, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, commenting something, potential video, a possible archetype that you would want to see, put it down in the comments, and share it with a friend who likes cards but maybe got priced out of it or something like that. So I appreciate it, and until I see you again, have a good one.